Hey y'all, I'm Whitney Nicely from She Buys It, and I'm here to help you get started buying houses, apartments, money, vacation rentals, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. I help women, just like you, get started in real estate investing without banks or a license. Today, we're talking about what to do when you find an off-market property. Okay, so we've talked about what an off-market property is. It's basically a property that is not listed by an agent and advertised on the MLS. And we've talked about the number one way to find off-market properties, which is driving for dollars. Woo! I love driving for dollars. My parents and I have been driving for dollars for like 34 years. We even went last Sunday driving for dollars. It was more like driving for dreams, but it was driving for dollars. We were still looking for off-market properties. Once you find these off-market properties, what are you gonna do about it? There's two things you can do. You can write down the address of the property on a yellow pad or on a scrap piece of paper or a napkin or in the coloring book or whatever you got available. Write down the address. You could also, on your map, you could take a screenshot of where you are and send that to like a Google Drive file or something, or just save it in your screenshots, just to let you know where you are. You take a picture of the house with the house number on it. Then you could take a picture of the road name when you pass it. There's lots of different ways, and you can get super creative on how you remember where you were. But it's very important that you get the property address while you're there. And go ahead and take a picture of the house. Google's got pictures of everybody's house, and everybody loves looking at their house. So there's no problem with taking a picture of somebody's house. Now, I will say, probably don't want to like climb up in there and take pictures through the window. That is creepy. But sitting in your car, just taking a picture, cool, got it, thanks. That's the first thing you can do, is get the property address and keep a log of it. When you get home, you can go through that log, whether it's screenshots or whether you are analog like I am and you actually wrote down the addresses. Then you can send those people a letter. Just seriously, put something in the mail that says, hey, I saw your house was empty. What's up? You want to sell it? It's literally that simple. Anybody can mail anybody a letter that says anything. So if you see a house that's empty, why not get their address and say, hey, I'd like to buy your house, call me. We call that strategy sending yellow letters. But I'll have another video coming out talking way more about yellow letters and how to make them super duper effective. But that's basically what you do. Now, you can either mail it to the property that you found, or you can look the people up on the county website and find out their new address and send them the letter to the new address referring the old one. So that's one way to start to make contact with sellers on off-market properties that you found driving for dollars, to actually mail them a letter. Now, the second way to get in contact with the sellers is more fun, I think, for me. Okay? I like to go driving for dollars, except when I see an empty house, I put the car in park. I sit there for a couple minutes. I usually jot down the address just in case plan B doesn't work out the way I think it will. It usually does, but just in case. I sit there for a couple minutes. I roll down my windows. I kind of hang out. I make a little bit of a scene, because anytime somebody just stops in the middle of the road, people are going to kind of notice it. All right. There's always people coming and going on streets, people coming and going home, people coming and going from where they shouldn't be. There's just stuff going on, all right? And I want to be noticed. So the next thing I do, after I've sat there for a couple minutes by myself, just checking it out, checking out the scenery, checking out the houses, I'm checking out everything in the neighborhood. Maybe I'm looking up some comps, maybe I'm checking my email, maybe I'm Instagramming or posting on Facebook, or whatever it is I'm doing. I'm just kind of wasting time, just kind of sitting in the middle of the road. Not the middle of the road, but like I'm awkwardly not supposed to be parked here. So usually during that, somebody walks by, walking a dog, or they walk out to their mailbox to check the mail, or somebody in the neighborhood kind of starts making some action. But if not, by this point, I go ahead and get out of my car. Now, you only want to do this in neighborhoods where you feel super duper comfortable, or if you got somebody backing you up that's going to stay in the car, that's fine. But I like to do this by myself. Like if I go driving for dollars with my husband, I leave him in the car, all right? Because more than likely, somebody is going to come up and talk to me. And psychologically, if I'm out by myself and another single woman is down the street checking her mail, she's really checking me out, figure out what I'm doing here. She's more likely to talk to me if I'm there by myself and she's there by herself, even if my husband is in the car, even if her husband is back in the house. All right. But what you don't want to do is like you and 4 of your buddies like gang up on this woman that wasn't expecting visitors. I park the car, I sit there for a couple minutes, I take care of some stuff, maybe I return some phone calls, or texts, whatever, and then I get out of the car by myself. I stand around, I stretch, I look around, checking out the neighborhood, and I'm like pretty obnoxious about this. Like I am not trying to hide. I'm like, hey, I'm here, like come hang out with me, come talk to me, what is going on in this neighborhood? Maybe not exactly like that, but you get the point. I'm definitely not like hiding and sneaking around. But I get out of my car, maybe I've got my notepad with me, maybe I got my phone with me, and at this point, I'm trying to make eye contact with either somebody running or somebody walking a dog, or sometimes the nice lady across the street has been watching me, but I can see her just like poking out her window. She hasn't actually come out. She's not comfortable enough with me, right? But I can see her poking out through the curtains and looking at me. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So I'm still kind of standing by my car, and then I come out and maybe I'm taking a couple pictures of the house from a couple different angles. Like I'm checking it out and like I'm thinking on it. And, I'm just kind of like studying the house. I'm studying the neighborhood, and I'm really giving every nosy neighbor around me a chance to come out and say hello. And most of the time, they will. So once the neighbors come out, I say, hey, I'm Whitney. I buy houses. I was checking this place out because it looks fantastic. And they go, oh my gosh, that thing looks awful. Oh, I wish somebody would buy that. Really? Well, you don't know who owns it, do you? And sometimes the person you're talking to says, well, actually, that's my house. I moved into my mom's house across the street after she passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But if that's your old house, you don't need it anymore. You want to sell it? Boom, just like that. I didn't go door knocking. I didn't do nothing. I was just hanging out outside, checking it out. Another way this works is I'm outside hanging out. The lady comes out or man comes walking down the street with his dog or, whatever. And I say, hey, how are you today? This is a beautiful neighborhood. Just general conversation, just letting him know I'm a nice person, not a weirdo, kinda. But you can talk to me, okay? Give him a compliment. This is a beautiful neighborhood. He lives here, all right? Don't tell him what a dump this neighborhood is. Hey, do you live around here? Do you know if anybody lives in that house? And a lot of times they'll go, oh no, nobody's lived there for years. And you'll say, oh gosh, I couldn't tell if it was empty or not. Clearly this house is empty. Oh, I couldn't tell if this house was empty or not. You don't know who owns it, do you? He'll say, actually, yeah, they moved and this, that, and the other, and this sob story, and this happened, and that happened, and blah, 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 blah. The neighbors, y'all. Don't be afraid when you're driving for dollars to talk to everybody. Everybody's going to know a little bit of the puzzle. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Everybody's heard a different story about the seller. Everybody knows a little bit more about the property. Be prepared for this to be a 3-hour tour. Don't think you're going to go driving for dollars 10 minutes and then you're going to go pick your kids up from school. Driving for dollars is a commitment. And it's the best way to find off-market properties, which is where our huge money makers are going to come from. So that's what I want you to do. When you're out driving for dollars, you're out looking for off-market properties, you can do these two things almost simultaneously. You can find the property, you can sit in the car, put it in park, start jotting down the address, jotting down the stuff, And you can be looking for somebody who's out that looks like they want to talk. Sometimes they'll have the kid's phone number. Sometimes they'll say, you know what, I'm friends with the kids on Facebook. Let me send you a friend request, then I'll get you in touch with them, blah, 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 blah. Perfect, right? Other times you won't run into anybody, but you will have the property address. Then when you get home, you can mail a letter. I definitely want you to get in the car, go driving for dollars, talk to neighbors, and then mail the letter. All right, it's a perfect follow-up. Even if you mailed a letter to that neighbor that said, you know, hey, thanks for chatting with me the other day. If you find Joe and Betty's phone number, please don't hesitate to call me or to give them my number. Whatever, had a nice conversation with you. Mail out lots of letters. I want your hand to start cramping from writing so many letters. Actually, when you get into First Deal Done Fast, I've got a system put in place so that you don't have to get a hand cramp writing the letters. We just shoot those things out 100 at a time, baby. All right, I hope this video has helped you. If you have any questions about what else you can do when you're driving for dollars or what else you can look for when you're driving for dollars, please, please, please drop me a comment down below. Check out the next video coming up so that I can help you even more get into real estate investing. Ladies, I love helping women become more of that Proverbs 31 woman that we all want to be. Verse 16 says, she goes to inspect a field and she buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Ladies, I want to help you go inspect these properties. I want to help you buy them, and I want to help you plant generational wealth. I want to help you stack up that passive income. I want to help you create your own version of financial freedom. I want to help you do anything and everything that you want to do in your life because you deserve it. It's probably going to start with real estate investing though. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it with your friends. Also, please, please, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell so that when I drop these videos, you'll know all about it and be the first to start taking action. Also, don't forget I got that free gift for you. Go to whitneynicely.com/10 steps, or there's a link down below talking about how you can directly go get that freebie that I created for you. Mwah! Bye, ladies.